Hey, good morning from the office. Good Monday morning. Let me see, what does that say there already? 55 degrees there, starting out 8 a.m. Monday morning here at LJ. Sorry they had to. We were really disappointed. Every year we really enjoy the Apple Blossom Festival here in LJ. They made a decision on, I think it was Thursday, to cancel the app. Sorry, I got to quit looking around here. To cancel the Apple Blossom Festival here in LJ due to the weather, what we would be seeing throughout the weekend. Make sure I don't have any messages I've got to handle first thing this morning. Okay. Sorry, got to multitask here. But anyhow, so there was a 4 or 5 spots of rain Saturday that were pretty rough, Josh, and then Saturday night was pretty rough, and 2 or 3 spots yesterday, which would have made for a nightmare festival trying to keep the tents down and everybody's stuff dry. So I hope we get back next year with the Apple Blossom. Sorry that had to change. We'll ask Carlos more details coming Thursday. Also, we'll get into it this morning at 10 o'clock. All right, so you're going to want to come back. We're going to be talking on Instant Replay with Dave Garner this morning, our sports show at 10 o'clock. We're going to get into some extensive discussion about the Fan and Rebels making it to the Elite Eight. Josh, that was 3 of the better baseball games we've watched in a long time. Last week, we had an opportunity to talk about it a little bit Thursday and Friday with Rick, but we're going to get into much greater detail. What's up next? When are they playing next? What time? Where? Who are they playing? So on and so forth. They're down to the Elite Eight. So, Josh, the brackets, if you look at them, they started at 32. So there was 32 in the 3A GHSA state baseball playoffs, 32 teams. Fannin made it past the first round to get to the Sweet 16. They made it past that round to get it down to 8, right? Am I right? 32 to 16 to 8, right? So 32 teams made it. And that's not all the teams in 3A. That's just the ones that made the actual bracket. So we'll do 10 o'clock. We're going to be talking about Fan and Rebels baseball. Plus, I'm going to wait till 10, and I got to get Dave in on this, Josh. Kentucky Derby. I mean, his father was a mudder. His mother was a mudder. He grew up a mudder. Sloppy, wet Kentucky Derby did had a disqualification. I'll talk about that a little later, maybe in the second hour. We'll talk about the disqualification, but we're going to see what Dave thinks about that. Also, have you gone to see Endgame? Okay, The Avengers Endgame. Well, I did yesterday afternoon. Went down, watched Endgame. I'm not going to say anything for those that may not have watched it yet, but I wonder how much longer it'll stay in theaters, Josh. It's been out since third week. What will it stay? Probably will it stay 6 weeks in the theaters, if not more? I don't know. It's already grossed, over $1 billion this movie has.
I think it's hit 2 now.
Is it up to close to $2 billion? Mm-hmm. All right. So I don't want to say what happens if you're the last person that has not gone to see, right? But still yet, Josh, yesterday you went Friday. Was the theater packed?
No, there were probably 12 people in there.
Really?
Mm-hmm. But I went at 1 o'clock, so.
Friday afternoon?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So, I could see that. I went 3 o'clock yesterday. The theater was packed. Okay. All right, so let's get into Friday we were not able to go over this because of the All-Star panel on Friday. Sometimes it's right up to the end of the show before the jobs reports come out. Go to number 53. All right. I want to open with this for a reason. The state of the economy, and this was Sunday on Meet the Press. Number 53 when you get to that one, Josh. The unemployment rate is down from it was 3.8, it went down to 3.6, all right? 263 jobs created in April, all right? 3.2% wage increases from a year ago. Wages are up 3.2%, all right? Consumer confidence is 97.2%. Now, sadly enough, everybody likes to bet, the deep state media like to bet against our country and against our success. And even with these job numbers, the stock market is set to drop on account of President Trump saying, we'll talk about that, the tariffs he may put in place with China. But here's the jobs report from Friday. My concern is this is the last opportunity they have, the Democrats, okay? I think that President Trump, with this kind of jobs report, could win a landslide easily. I think you're going to hear a lot of people. The entire media this weekend, all of the morning shows, don't get caught off guard that they ran the jobs report, okay? Don't get caught off guard that they all talked about a strong jobs report. Because they all know the only thing now that could stop Donald Trump from a second term is for somebody to nosedive this economy. And that's a concern I have this morning. When MSNBC, Meet the Press, when Chuck Todd, CBS, ABC, when they all want you to know how strong that jobs report is, it concerns me the last move. They know the only thing they could do. The American people don't care about the Russian collusion delusion. They don't. We'll get into that, all right? This is what they care about, is if they have a job, if they're making some pretty decent money, their confidence is up, they're out purchasing things, consumer confidence. Trust me, the China tariffs discussion this week will not deter the American people or change this report. It won't do it, all right? GDP, I think, what was it? GDP was 3.2 or 3. It was over 3%. All right. And obviously, you can't have a jobs report without what? Give me. You always have the jackass, the dumbass. Number 37. All right. Cory Booker says Obama's responsible for Trump's economy. All right, it's not possible, folks. It is absolutely it's nowhere near close, not possible. First of all, Trump's economy is a real economy. All right, Obama, quantitative easing, we just poured cheap money, cash, into the market as fast as we could. And the job creation was companies like windmills, solar panels, so on and so forth. The job creation during the Obama administration were jobs that were connected to the money that was created and just printed and pumped out. Trump's economy, A, tax cuts where the money was put back into the country. B, where people don't like the corporate tax breaks. I don't want to get in an argument. I think actually Amazon paying zero, that drives me a little bit. When these corporations actually pay zero. But anyhow, corporate taxes went down. Corporations repatriated. They had an opportunity to repatriate cash. I think Trump by everything he did with regulations, corporate tax rates, the tax bill, I think Trump threw over $1 trillion worth of cash into, okay? Over $1 trillion of cash went into this economy to operate. The $1 trillion of cash on this economy did not come from the discount window and quantitative easing. The $1 trillion worth of cash that came into this economy were strictly things like regulations, ending regulations, plants reopening, plants coming back to this country, President Trump's threats to put tariffs on. Now, I don't want to get into free trade arguments, but tariffs on steel, okay, milk up in Wisconsin, some things that happened there that made trade up in the Northwest. Manufacturing and trade is going through the roof right now based on what the president did, not Barack Obama. So anyhow, $1 trillion worth of $1 trillion went into this country, into the economy. Nobody wants to talk about. Remember when the tax break happened? Okay, nobody talks about it anymore. All right, nobody talks about it anymore. But when the tax break happened and the corporate tax rate went down, not all, but you remember the stories one right after another of corporations giving bonuses where money was coming into the country, repatriating money, having this tax break. They needed to get the money out. They gave out a lot of bonuses. In those bonuses, a lot of people went and purchased things. I don't want to go there, but it's ridiculous. I mean, I think when somebody like Cory Booker says, is that number 37? Go to number 38, all right? I think here's number 38, State of the Union, CNN. Okay, Booker says, and this is Fox putting it up, Booker says Obama responsible for Trump's economy. I really think it's the obligation of the individual that's sitting there with them. So when Cory Booker's looking at you and say, Obama is really responsible for Trump's economy, I think it's the responsibility, Jake Tapper or the rest of you, to look back and say, are you really that big a dumbass? Sorry, I know it's Monday. I shouldn't start like that, all right? All right, anyhow. So, let me go over a couple things, take a brief break. We're going to get back, but here's what we're going to talk about. Mueller, he does not want Mueller to testify, is what Trump said. But with everything going on with China, Venezuela, okay, Iran, everything happening around this world, the only thing the media is concerned about this morning, and they are going nuts over, is number 55. Did you tell him not to meddle in the next election? Interference call? Did you? It's the only thing the media could think about is, did President Trump tell Vladimir Putin, don't meddle in our election? You remember when Obama said it? When Obama told Putin, stop it? Yeah, that worked, right? I'm going to take a brief break. We'll be back right after these messages. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. Take us a break, Josh.